haven't, mate. I'd rather watch 15-year-old jamborees than Test cricket, to be honest. I'd rather watch 15-year-old Aussie drag racing than watch Test cricket. But you know what? No matter where you are around the world, and of course we've got the World Cup finals over there in Maryland happening, starting. I think they've been testing for 3 days, but of course that's pretty much almost the Olympics of sport compact. It's sort of called import versus domestic. It's really captured the imagination of the Americans, and pretty much the world's best sport compact races get there. A lot of them from Puerto Rico, the United States, and then all the V8s kind of race them there as well. It's huge. We've got people like Cletus trying to run there as well. 1320's normally all over it. So basically the whole internet's going to be watching that. And of course, Captain's been over there and seen that event for himself. He knows the Miller family. And that's just about to light up in the next day or so over there in Maryland. So I know that there's been quite a few eyes from around the world watching what's happening here at the first ever Adelaide Jamboree. And I tell you what, you haven't been disappointed, mate. We've seen some numbers. We've seen some unheard of numbers from some of these vehicles.
A lot of
that
PBs
we haven't seen
well.
before.
Yeah.
PBs. Like, all you can hope for is a good showing at the first ever event. And all you can hope is that some sort of exciting results have come out of it.
We got a quick call, Chris.
Yes.
Bank card's been handed in. Andrew Fawcett. Yeah, it's down in reception. So obviously, Andrew Fawcett, you're missing a card of some sort. Make sure you've got your ID.
Yep.
And it's just down in reception underneath the tower.
Andrew Fawcett is breathing a sigh of relief right now.
Yeah.
That he's definitely. And look, congratulations to whoever that was that's handed it in. That's a good honest soul there. Good to see. But look, on the scale of things, no matter whatever epic drag event you've ever seen around the world, guess what? It looks better as an edited version, because this is what it looks like in real life. No matter what drag strip you go to, this is kind of a real life situation. We can't just give you 24/7 drag racing down the track. We need time to turn the cars around. We need time to prep the track. We need time to clean up when things go wrong. The edited version looks really good, but this is what the real version looks like to see the end of the event. And tell you what, thanks to all the diehards that are hanging around to see how it all ends, because you deserve to see some cracking results, because this is what it all looks like when you boil down to it, is that no one can ever stream together something that just is endless, it's seamless. You just can't do it. It's not set up to be that sort of event. You just can't have it. It just doesn't happen. Yes, if you wanted to watch 14-second cars race each other, yes, we might give you 24 hours of drag racing seamlessly with no delays, no ad breaks, no free stuff during oil downs. We could give you that. But honestly, after a little while, side-by-side 14-second runs may not boil your jug for you. You know what I mean? It might not blow your hair back. It might not set your heart afire. It may not kick a lightning bolt of inspiration into your soul. So we give you the world's best 6-second, 5-second drag racing that you can get. World-class stuff. But that stuff is high maintenance. That stuff is exciting, but yet it comes at a toll. And that toll is a little bit of downtime, and that's what we've had. But you know what? In comparison to most Jambos, we've done pretty good. There we go. Okay, so we are just at the finals, and I think we had this one sussed, didn't we?
Yeah.
Matheson and Thomas. Here we go. Yep.
That's for Street Compact.
Archer and Barber. Yep. Archer and Barber. Thank you. That's good. Thank you. So that's one that I think we'd already drawn up there too. Keith Hards and Andrew Gregoriou. Yep, so we had that one. Good, you're right. I'll leave them there. All good so far. All right, there we go. We're checking that out. Crunching all our numbers here. Let's check this one out. Borg and Kramer. So is that the Tirana versus the Alton? Geez, they've got to turn that blown Alton around. So Borg, maybe Borg might have been 3 from 3. Kramer 2 from 3, but an 88 with a 0 sort of shut the door on everyone else. So that's dial your own final. The Euro class is going to be Mr. Cade against Mr. Stevens. So that's BMW versus McLaren. Anything can happen there. So that's an interesting final as well. And you've got some of the workshop wars stuff worked out, which of course we've got to do at our trophies, which we do a little bit later on. So that's what we got. We got Cade versus Stevens in Euro, Borg versus Kramer in Daly Road. Now, when you hear those names, obviously we'd like those finalists to go to the lanes and find each other. Rodney Raham against Marcus Pepe in Pro Compact. Keith Hards against Gregoriou in the VL. Matheson against Thomas in Street Compact. Russell Archer against Mark Barber in Modified Compact. So all of those competitors, if you hear that, we know it's a good time to get to the lanes and we can start hustling you guys up. We'd probably like to run all of you before we get to our Factory Extreme and Pro Compact finals. But folks, you are, value for money. You've got some good cars coming down the track here today. Let's just see how they go finals-wise. But it does reward the diehards that have hung around to see how it all ends, because it's just all too easy sometimes to go home, but you want to see what the results. I sent them back. There they were there, Steve, I think. There they are. Sometimes it is easy to go home and you'll catch it later because maybe it doesn't matter to you as much. But all you folks out there, obviously it does matter to you. You want to see how the first ever Jambo in Adelaide goes. And honestly, Mark, it hasn't disappointed us. It's given us all of these moments again where it's like, wow, I didn't know that was going to happen. Like when you turn up, we didn't know what was going to happen.
Not at all. What favourite pass of the day so far, mate?
Oh,
Give me name one. Putting you on the spot.
Favourite pass of the day. Oh, my goodness. All right, look, I'll say Pepe against Rodney, right?
Oh, yeah, that was a good race.
I'll say Pepe against Rodney so far, right? Part one, by the way, because they're going to run each other in the final. But, Rodney, the thing's out like a rocket. Pepe goes sub-1 in the 60. Pepe's going down the middle. I wasn't really watching him. I'm watching Rodney drive this thing around the lane until it just swaps lanes, and Marcus gets the win. So that to me was nearly the most cracking run of the day. The most cracking half runs of the day. Rob Marjan, 9.71 in the 60, 3.91 and a half track. Power wheel standing his way towards the centre line. I was going to pick the most impressive half run. Him and Chris Kurumola. Kurumola, power wheel standing to the half, at halfway. There's two aborted runs, which I could say one of my favourite runs if it all stuck. But there were two aborted runs there that showed us real promise. Goes to show that, you can never predict. When do we ever go to a Jambo, ever, and go, oh, yeah, this is how it's going to go down? We never say that. We never know how it's going to end. You folks, I hope that you continue to come to Jamborees and the same result. You don't know how it's going to end. All you know is that you've seen the worthy recipients of those billet Jamboree trophies. Those billet J's are going to go to the worthiest winners of the event.
Well, I can see it looks like possibly the fire-up signal down there. Yep. Yeah, Pete's given us the nod. He's given the fire-up signal. He's made the call.
Either that or he's telling us to just fill in a bit longer. So to me, that means fill in longer. All right, I'll fill in longer, Pete. I'll fill in longer.
It could be Rob Tarabay, and this run is a run to potentially get a spot in the final.
No, we've done that
10 times.
So what's the tale of the tape for this pass with Rob Tarabay? What's the time to beat for him to make the final of Factory Extreme? So 6:41 with a 7. So he needs to go 6:41 with a 6 or quicker to make the final. It's all about the numbers for Rob Tarabay here.
That's right, out of my hands. That's what I said. All right, so this is to get a number. So is this is to maybe see whether or not we see a different...
Well, they had an issue with the Christmas tree in that third round matchup. So he's got the win, but they're giving him a shot here so he can get an ET and a chance, a potential spot in the final.
We've never had a situation like that. 20 plus years of Jambo, and you know what? It's good that opportunity's come because it was extenuating circumstances. It was a case of, well, someone's bumped through and run off. He's gone in sympathy. Technically got the win, but in some circles that's you know, we've seen it before where that result's gone the other way and hasn't gone in favour of anyone.
No, that's
where,
right.
Where,
Yeah,
where no one wins and house wins, right? In this case, they've been given the opportunity to say, right, Rob's got one chance at this. It's got to be, it's got to be quicker than a 41 if that's the case.
Yeah, 6:41. What did I say? 6:41 with a 6. He's got to run.
It's got to be quicker than a 41. And then they've got to turn the thing around and try and make the final with it. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, they've had a head start because the thing's already been back there for half an hour. So it's whether or not they can turn this thing around in literally hot lap this thing. If this thing runs a number quicker than a 41, well, we're not going to wait forever for these guys. We don't want to wait here until they've got it all fresh. So let's have a look. Here we go. 103.64 at half track, 417. Here comes the number. It's a 37. It's a 37. So let's have a look at that. 6:37 with a 9. 417 a half track. 6:37 with a 9. So Tarabay 6:37 with a 9. Is that technically?
That is quicker than the 41.
But is that 3 from 3 as well?
That's 3 from 3.
3 from 3 with a 6:37. Over us 3 from 3 from George with a 6:41.
Well,
so there we go.
Well, if that's the case, Tarabay needs to get back to the lanes pretty quickly.
He's going to need to turn that thing around real quick. So that was Rob Tarabay. Now here comes Frankie. So Frankie has already got the hand on the Pro Mod trophy, right? Because he's, last man standing. We had the blowing.
Is it like a Bradbury? But he's a legit quick car.
It's a pretty decent Bradbury. Have you ever heard of the drag racer, the guy from America called Keith Ruman Bergen?
No.
Now, he was a journalist, and
Okay.
he was an Aussie, South Aussie, that went to America for 30 years, basically built chassis builder, journalist, all sorts of stuff. Came back to Australia 3 years ago, got a house here in South Australia. I commentated with Ruman a couple of weeks ago here, and I mentioned the term Bradbury, and he had a blank look on his face. He'd been in America 30 years. He didn't know what a Bradbury was. I had to explain to him what a Bradbury was. That's an Aussie term. All right, here we go. So look, I suppose what we're doing here for Frank is he's going to take the Pro Mod win. I think what Frank would like to do is get a nice lick down here. So get a good run.
Well, what did I say earlier? If he goes 980 to the 64 and we can see anything in the mid 380s at half track, watch that speed at the other end.
Oh boy, 981 in the 60. 981 with the 60, and it just went, look, the shake got a little bit worse on the way out. It got a little bit worse on the way out, but oh, look, as much as there's no better feeling than probably driving a Pro Mod into the fives at 260 mile an hour than it is to get rocketed out at 981 in the 60. That's a hell of a launch. A hell of a launch. Just shook too hard. And there's the change. So that's all we wanted to see, didn't we? I just wanted to see Frankie go 260 something to say that we have gone away for Jambo in Adelaide, the first ever Jambo with a door slam a mile an hour as well. But we're supposed to have to wait till next time. That thing is tough. All right, so the way that it looks here is this. The final of Factory Extreme, Zoran Gadjic and Rob Tarabay. So an all-gas final. So they've still got to get that car back. That car's, you know, you got to, I don't know. Let's just see what happens here. you can't spend too much time turning these things around. If anything, right now, that Thatcher Extreme, in theory, should be the last category. Pardon me, the last category of the evening.
Yes.
If that gives Rob enough time. Now, they requested the rerun because of the scenario that happened out there, where Rob's bumped through, triggered the beam, sent it through, and then Rob's gone off in sympathy. Now, in some circles, that's a no one wins. The request got made to race control. They've said, well, look, technically, again, how do you even say first or worst? Because in other situations, it's ended up no one wins. So look, by the good grace, I'd say it's very good grace. It
could be a jamboree. It's a jamboree event.
It's in the fair go department. It was a fair go department, and the fair go happened. Had the run, gets in by 0.04 of a second to get into the final. So look, that's them. Here they are. They come back with a 6:37. So they've literally, again, if they got to look, one of the things that's probably on this car's side is that it's an auto. There's no clutch to deal with, and that thing, you would hope they just cool that down at the end of the lanes, and that thing's, I'd leave it as it is, personally. I don't think they need to do anything
splash of fuel, check everything over.
Fill the fuel up, and that thing should be ready to run.
That sounds simple.
It does sound like that's all you need in that thing. But again, they've put themselves in that situation. They've asked for the rerun so they could get a number down to acknowledge that we are 3 from 3. Here we go. Here's a grudge run right now. And again, I hope he gets what he wants here. Rob Marjan, I hope he gets what he wants. It'd be so good to see this brand new R35 creation built at SCF Race Cars in Sydney. Craig Burns. Just to hear that screaming RB one more time. So here they go. So the stress is kind of gone, right? The stress is gone. You don't have to worry about making a round. No pressure. It doesn't have to be this run. But they're going to give one more opportunity here to give this a chance.
So how cold is it outside now?
I don't know.
Because that'd be the one thing that we battle.
I still think the track's not bad. I don't think the track's gone.
I think it's more the track temp, and it just becomes a lot tighter. That tuning window, like if you can hit the sweet spot, you're going to go fast. But the window of error is getting smaller and smaller.
Now he's also choosing this lane too, which is interesting. He'd been in the other lane earlier on, so he's taking that opportunity. So I think, look, Rob doesn't have to do it in the heat of battle either, so he can kind of put 2 bulbs on here, right? He can put 2 bulbs on, keep the finger on the trans brake, get that thing lit, and then just let it eat. Let's just see what he can do here, folks. This is a grudge run for all you diehards out there, and as well as everyone in the Croydon team, because they want to be there when this thing sets the world RB record. And this has essentially been built to do that, to knock that RB record down from 582 to something.
He dragged through the beams, didn't he, in that last run?
He did drag through the beams last run, so he's just got to put the bulbs on.
Yeah.
There we go. Frank's got the parachute hanging out the back of the Pro Mod on the way down the turn. Gucci parachutes.
961 to the 60 foot.
961 to the 60. 961 to the 60 foot.
So close to holding on to.
He was quick to grab it there too, Rob. I mean, he's driven some wild stuff. You know, those low 6-second GDR stuff. I mean, that keeps you on your toes. And then here you are in a full tube big tyre car. That goes 961, and he still had enough presence of mind to try and steer that thing, because it was going a little bit to the right there. And 961, and as Burnsy said, it's gone 9.5 before, so it's nearly run as hard as it did in Sydney at the 60. But just that moment there where he's grabbed it early, like literally the reflexes. Think about the reflexes Rob's had to use there to be able to grab that car before it got any worse than that, because you know how fast these things can go bad. I've seen plenty of footage of cars like literally hitting the wall within the first 60 foot because they're not catching things quick, whether the things hit the tyre hard and spin and then they end up ploughing into the wall. That very well could have been the same, but Rob just catching that thing just in the nick of time. 9.61. God, we've seen more, and I'll tell you this right now, in one day, we've seen more 960 foots than we've seen at any Jambo, and I'm going to go on record in saying that. That's a stat that I'm sure we can back up, because I ain't seen that many .960s in one day than that. So that's a big statement. I'll stick by that. I can't remember ever being at a Jambo West5. Man, did we see some .9s today. You know what also we haven't seen today? We haven't seen any double O lights as well.
Well, we've seen one in qualifying.
Well, we did,
one.
but we don't give them for qualifying. We give
Qualifying
them in racing.
doesn't count.
So look, this is our last chance to see if someone can win best reaction time quicker than Vlado's 010. So I hope Vlado's still here, right? Because Vlado...
No, he didn't come out in that third round.
He didn't, eh?
No.
All right, well, Vlado at 010 so far is our best reaction time in racing. Our best reaction time for a rotary in racing is 025, because we'd have a separate award for that. So far, we've still got Theo at best burnout, I reckon. Best wheelie, I think we're looking at Chris Kurumola's power wheelie. I mean,
Yeah,
ironically,
that was
that cost him a spot in the final. But, yeah, I'm sure, mate, I'm going to go down and say I ain't seen that many sub-1 second 60s in the one event. Ever. I mean, ever. Considering we're door cars, mate. Yes.
I think we're moving into finals.
Considering we are door cars, not open wheelers. All right, here we go, the RX2. Here we go, the finals. Here they come. Street Compact. Brought to us by Outlaw Speed Shop. And these are the guys. Mark Thomas. Paul Matheson. So here we go. Street Compact, 11.38, chasing a 14.85. South Australia versus New South Wales. And as we've already said, Paul Matheson's high up in the points for championships. It's going to be a hell of a finish right now. Red light, red light. Whatever happens here, it's all Paul Matheson. No matter whether he runs on it or runs under it or whatever, as long as he gets to that stripe, and he does, and he gets the win. Paul Matheson, the winner. A red light for Mark Thomas in the final. So our first winner in Street Compact.
So Matheson has taken maximum points.
You can't take any more points than that, Paul Matheson.
But we do have George is in the final.
We've still got
Rodney. Rodney's in.
We've still got Rodney there.
Oh, Rodney had a loss. Okay, so Rodney had a loss. So
that's maximum
4
points. If they're all on 30, it might just be Matheson.
The other issue, we'd have to just check the reaction times then for Rodney.
All right, so Christy's saying we're missing a car. Which car are we missing? Oh, we are. We're missing. Hang on. If this is Euro, we are missing. Mr. Cade. Jalen, where is he? I'm sure that was supposed to be John Munro. Did we even have that name come up there in the final of Euro? Oh, shout out to Mark Boxer, by the way. Big shout out to Mark Boxer. I guess where's the shout outs? There you go, Mark. Shout out to Mark Boxer. I guess where's the shout outs? There's the shout out. Thanks for the message. So our Euro class, brought to us by K Technologies. And it was supposed to be Jalon, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, no, we've got John Munro in there.
No, this must be a grudgy.
Must be a grudgy. Must be a grudgy.
Did he?
So we need Jalen K there as quickly as we could.
Or do Euros just run 4 rounds? I don't know.
All right. I thought we might have had... thought we would have at least paired those two up, but we haven't. So no Jaylon Cade there. Might have had to go. All right, so the McLaren gets out there. It might have been almost a formality, but you never know.
962, 150 mile an hour for the McLaren. John Munro, that's a good way to finish the weekend.
Keep an eye on that one. Here we go. So this is one that comes up. This matches Mark Barber and Russell Archer in modified compact.
So this is a dial your own class here. The final. Barber dialing at 9.50 seconds. He will leave the start line first. He's in the Summit Racing Equipment lane in the Holden Tirana. Russell Archer in the Mazda RX-4 has dialed in 8.93 seconds. He's over in the Bullet Race Engineering lane. So it's 0.57 of a second head start for Mark Barber. Both cars have gone through that burnout procedure. Big thank you to Mainline Smart Dyno Technology supporting the Modified 10.5 bracket this weekend. Modified compact bracket, sorry. Bosch Motorsports. Too many modifieds on here. Bosch Motorsport, thank you for supporting the modified compact bracket this weekend.
Here we go, 950 to an 893. So what's that? Just about a light and a half stagger on the Christmas tree. Going to the South Australian Tirana. Green Greens, 2-2 number, 1-1-2 Barber, the big slip behind. Russell Archer is out there. And he is gone. Watch out for the breakout. The only has got the shoots out early. Shoots out early, and Russell Archer will do the win, and the runner-up to Mark Barber. So the win there to Russell, and the runner-up to Mark Barber. So that's two South Aussies in two finals, and so far two runner-ups. But not a bad effort either. Not a bad effort either. All right, so word is that JCDEC's going to come and do a grudge run shortly. So there we go. So we're in J275 final, brought to us by Every Trade Group. And that is Keith Hards in that XW. And that's Anthony Gregoriou. And I think he ran at the VL Nationals a few weeks ago. Had an absolute ball there. Almost, I think he nearly went to the final as well in that against George Zizewski. All right. Where do you want to put your coin on, folks? Is it RB or is it small block Ford? Let's have a look. So both guys from Victoria. Both guys from Victoria.
Ooh, tough one, mate. Tough one. J275 class. Oh.
Look, I tell you what, Keithy's just got to hold the horses right. You know what I mean? He's just got to hold the horses right here. He's had all that horsepower. The thing's been that low 7-second time.
Yeah.
Gregoriou can pull out a good number here. He did a nice safe 770 run on the previous pass. So let's see how we go. All right, Mark Barber comes back after a runner-up. Well done. We'll see you at trophies, Mark. We'll see you at trophies, mate. Well done. Well done. First ever Jambo. Going to get himself a little billet J. Still get a billet J if you're runner-up. All right, J275. We go to Bump City one more time. We get to do that in Factory Extreme too, two auto cars.
I'll leave that for you, mate. That's yours.
We'll do it one
That's
more
yours.
time. Do it one more time, Nelly. Every trade group, J275, the two baddest 275 cars here in Adelaide today. Victoria.
Shallow stage, flicker in the bottom bowl. That's
Bump City, baby! Oh, Keithy does the jump. Does the jump. The X-Factor's there. Here comes the VL. Oh, the VL's got some power, but Keithy goes through. 7:33 beats a 46. Wow. 7:33 beats a 7:46 for Anthony Gregoriou. So that is Keith Hards, the winner of every trade group, J275.
I thought Gregoriou was actually coming back at him there.
He was coming at him. I don't know what Keithy was doing there. I almost thought I saw the shootout early for him. I didn't catch the speed either because we're just throwing these things through the screen. All right, so look, it's a brief intermission before we get into more finals because Jay Sadek would like to do a grudge, and why not? Let's just see what he can do. Can he come up with a new PB? He already ran a PB today. I mean, it is the same running gear as the RX3. However, it's a little lighter, it's a little more swoopy, and really that should be into the 40s or the 30s eventually. So let's see how it all goes down here for Jay Sadek one more time. Jay Sadek, this is more for, just trying to capture a bit more of that 650 action that they've already run today. That been loaded for bed. You can hear the old VIP section still working hard here in the corporate area. VIP area's got rowdy all day.
They're having a good time, just like us.
We've had an absolute fat time, as normal. Janie's going to do a 5K run after this. Smithy's actually going to drive us back to the hotel, and Janie's running back.
Oh, no, I think he's been shut down.
Oh, no, Jane.
Yeah.
Thing wasn't standing right, maybe. I don't know. That the word was. Little tiny wipe there on the start line.
I have to do a drive-by of Hungry Jack's on the way out, mate.
We've got a H-Days down the road there, yeah. Yeah. We get, one of the noodle place will be open. We can get some of that
place,
too. But yeah, I could probably go the Bacon Deluxe right now. Yeah. I've said the right words to Mark there. Bacon Deluxe. Start salivating off the seat here. We've still got the workshop wars to do here too, Janie. Have we got all that? Yeah. Yeah. All right, this is the Dial Your Own class. I don't think we had a sponsor for Dial Your Own, did we?
No, it was a bit of a late class that they added to the schedule.
Shane Borg and Shane Kramer. Shane and Shane.
So
Shane.
Kramer in the altered. Kramer was super impressive in that third round of racing, running dead on his dial in 688 with a 0. The only competitor to do that today.
Shane and Shane. It's not often we get finals the same name. I love it. Wait till you hear this call. Kevin Kev, all the way to the finish line. It's going to be the same. 686, now look at that, he's taken a little bit of insurance there. 686 for the dial, he's gone down a little bit from the 88.
Mate, he went sub 1 second in the 60 foot in that last run, 9.9 to the 60.
And Shane Borg is going 888. So look, he's kind of hasn't really tweaked it. I think it went at 91. The dial, he's gone 88. So they've all just taken a little bit out, just a little bit out. Both South Aussies. So look at this. We are going to get a South Aussie win here at the first ever Adelaide Jamboree. We've had 2 South Aussies in the final already. Mark Thomas and Mark Barber. And there we go. 2 Marks. Mark. Now 2 Shanes. I mean, we can't filter the entries when they come in. If we've got people the same name, we'll let them run. We had a lot of Chris's running today. Where are they in the final? No Chris's. I'm also keeping this entry list too because I've got some new surnames to pronounce. Practice next time. So here we go. 2.02 seconds wait for that altered. Well, that Tirana is going to be scooting down the track. Here we go. Dial your own final. We're at Adelaide Jamboree. Shane in the penalty, and Shane gets the ball down there, right, 5 to 7, Shane is out there, here comes Shane, Shane's past Shane to the finish line, and it is Shane! Takes the win in the Tirana, 890 beats the 693 by 54 thousandths of a second. Well done, Shane.
You loved that, didn't you?
Loved it. Not enough time to call it, I wish I had longer. And that's it, I can't do anything else other than put a win, because I couldn't get enough tail of the tape out.
It was
a Tirana, right?
Yeah, 890 on his 888.
There you go. Thanks, mate.
And Kramer went 693 and his 686.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
And Borg had the whole shot as well.
We've had a late request. Mr. Tarabay wants one more crack.
Let me have a think about that first. I'm not sure. What do you reckon?
Well, the request is, can I run the Pro Mod after the final Thatcher Extreme? And we go, oh yeah.
You have to twist my arm.
Yeah, have to twist everyone's arm there. All right, Giovanni, here we go. So this is modified 10.5. So here we go. So we have got Giovanni and Kim Dreisner. So another South Aussie, here we go.
Heads up, first to the finish line will win. Modified 10.5. Kim in pre-stage, waiting on Giovanni to move in. Both cars in pre. Heads up, full tree. Whole shot goes to Kim Dreisner.
Giovanni's got the horsepower here. Giovanni, is he going to put the win on? He gets the brakes on, 64. And it's the win there for Giovanni. Runner up there for Kim Dreisner. But that's another South Aussie that made it to the final and just came up short. Oh, look, that car's been super consistent all day. But just what happens there, you can't change that. You just get out-muscled at the last moment. So there we go, folks. For those people that are hanging around, after the Thatcher Extreme final, a grudge run has occurred between Rob Marjan and Frank Tarabay. Put your hands together for Keith Hards, the J275 winner. That XW cleans up J275. So we've still got, Pro Compact, we've still got Thatcher Extreme, and then we have a match race between Mr. Frank Tarabay and Mr. Rob Marjan. So that looks like that's shaping up as a hell of a grudge run at the end. Again, not for any money, not for anything other than just a crack at the track to try and run another ET that I suppose you put in the scrapbook. I mean, I think they both got, I shouldn't say they both got ulterior motives. They both just want to get a good, clean run. We saw Rob go 9.6 in the 60 and have to abort. We saw Frank go into the 0.9s as well in his 60 and have to abort due to shake. So both of those guys want to basically get out there and have one more run after the final of Pro Compact and Thatcher Extreme. So this final sled run here, doing a wall-to-wall sled run right now, and we are not too far away from our finals in Factory Extreme Pro Compact. So that's what we're doing right now, folks. Just this final little tweak of the track. And it's going to be Rob Tarabay against Zoran Gadjic. We are going to see Marcus Pepe against Rodney Rahayem. So that's what the Pro Compact final is going to be. Marcus Pepe against Rodney Rahayem. South Australia versus Sydney. Thatcher Extreme, Rob Tarabay versus Zoran Gadjic. So 2 Sydney races in the final of Thatcher Extreme. So that's our 2 finals to come. Then the Grudgy. Twin Turbo Hemi versus Single Turbo Billet RB. So that's not going to be a bad one. They've requested to get one more crack at the track before the end of the event, and how can we deny them that? We're going to let them do that. So this final little track rub to the finish line. And folks, you are the true diehards. You deserve some good runs from here, absolutely. But you want to see how it all ends. I don't blame you. And if it's your first ever Jambo, welcome. If you've come to Jambos before, well, it's good that you've made it down to Dragway at the Bend. If it's your first time at the drag strip here, how good is it? It's your track now. It's your home track. This is where some good stuff's going to happen. Even when I was here a few weeks ago for Drag Challenge, and I'm looking at it going, wow. You look down that track and you go, wow. I can't wait to see what they send at the Bend for the next 2 decades plus. You know what I mean? Like, this is the beginning. I mean, we take it for granted. We've had Willowbank for a quarter of a century. We've had Sydney for probably...
we've had Willowbank more than a quarter of a century.
Nearly 30 years. 40 years? What is it now?
Well, what, 1985?
I can't remember.
86?
I've been going there since I was about 17.
So 15, 23, 38.
38
years,
no, geez,
approximately.
A bit more than 25.
Yeah, approximately.
38. So
yeah.
Sydney we've had for nearly 20. Nearly. So, yeah, we've sort of... It's nice when you've got it, well, especially for you guys out at Ippy. Like, how far is the track for you to get to the track? Go on. 8 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes to the track. Mark Allen's 5. No wonder I always got more Christmas trees than Santa is that, well, you grew up knocking around at the track there. I'm sure you were one of these kids, Hank, because your old boy had the bumper to bumper, didn't he?
Yeah, we had the bumper to bumper shop
there. So he used to have its own auto parts shop at the track. How good was that?
Even had a key to the track as well.
He had a key to the track. Or
take the junior out.
Here's Anthony. Anthony in the VL. Congratulations, Anthony, making it to the J275 final and really sticking it to the XW. We'll see you at the trophies here once we finish up these last couple of finals. But yeah, the having a good track like Willowbank for nearly 40 years, 5 minutes from you. Of course, you were going to grow up drag racing, weren't you? Yep. And of course, you've come up through the junior ranks into the modified ranks and have won that many races. More than any other commentator, by the way. I've done the research. There's no other commentator that's won as much as you. I've looked into that.
You looked into it?
Yeah, there's no one close. No one close, Mark. And that's not a bad little thing to have in the old resume, is it?
I'll throw it on there, mate.
And remember,
I'll throw it on there.
And of course, you know, when you have a look at some of the people helping run Jamboree, for example, Colin Wiltshire, the boss, Mr. Boss of Jamboree.
Wilshire.
One of the quickest 4-cylinders in the world. One of the quickest 4-cylinders in the world. He's that's not a bad law.
I don't think Kelly's done much, so you can probably.
Well, I haven't got to Kelly yet.
Yeah,
I was talking about Colin Wiltshire first. Yeah. You know, quickest 4-cylinder, one of the quickest 4-cylinders in the world. Here we go. Hands up for Shane in the final. That was an epic final, but only one Shane could win, unfortunately. And for Shane Kramer, it was a runner-up. But yeah, Colin, one of the fastest 4-cylinders in the world, a racer through and through, came up through Jamboree. So he literally came up within Jamboree. His Dado 1200 initially was the car that sort of sowed the seed. He ends up now, owning the Jamboree brand. But then, of course, there's Kelly. Kelly Betts. She's got some Christmas trees too.
Who?
Kelly Betts.
Never
Heard of her? Never heard of him? Blaze's husband. Blaze's husband.
Blaze's husband.
She's right. She'll be cool with it. Yeah, but she's
She loves me.
She's
It's all
got as
good.
many Christmas trees as Santa. She's national top fuel champion, national modified champion. Is that about it? National junior champion. Pro compact champion as well. Yeah, so she's won a few things. So Kel's the one that you'll see running around, and she'll be at the trophies.
Oh, she's a little stress ball today.
Oh, I think she got better as the day went on, didn't she? She was down there honking the horns and everything, so she was kind of like, you could see she was really releasing when the horns were getting honked. But I mean, these are the brains trust that's behind this Jamboree product. It's not a pack of blow-ins. These people have been racers from as long as they could drag race, and they're putting all of that aside to help run events like this. I mean, it's a big stretch. Remember when Kel actually at the beginning there kind of was trying to run the Dado as well, and that just became too much of a task. How do you turn cars around to compete and then manage the meeting? What's that text though?
I just got a message from Kelly's mum.
Yes.
I
missed something?
She's a big stress ball now, and add in tiredness.
Oh yes, so she's tired, stress ball.
Yeah.
All right. No, well, she'll be right. She'll only need one Canadian club, and then it'll be night. Be night for Kel. But we're very, very close to this final little tweak, and then we're going to see our Thatcher Extreme Pro Compact Finals. Then we've got that Marjan Tarabay match race, which we never thought we were going to have, but we're going to, because they want to have one more crack at it. And here he is, South Aussies, Kim Dreisner, runner-up today in modified 10.5. Did you think you might have even been in a final today with that car, Kim? Probably not, but it's so good to see that. Now I know what a 1981 Sora looks like. Now, there I know. And, a drag version of one. I'm sure I've seen a stocky around at some stage, but there's a drag version. Been around for a long time, and as Racing Jason said was early today, I think he said it was the old Japanese motorsport car from the early days. And when I mean early days, the 90s, which is the early days these days. The 90s, the little Sora. The little Sora, yeah, the old Japanese motorsport car from the 90s. And it was kind of forgotten about in the workshop, and then the Soras just come out when the news that there was a Jambo on, and next thing you know, it got to the final. There we go. So, folks, we are only literally seconds away. Maybe 90 seconds, maybe 180 seconds. It's not going to be 60 seconds. Those tractors can't get back here in 60 seconds. So that's how far away we are. We are literally seconds away, a bunch of them, from the final of Pro Compact, brought to us by McKern. And this is going to be a great race between South Australia's Marcus Pepe and New South Wales' Rodney Rahayam. That last round, is she all right? She's playing up, is she? She okay now? She's okay now? All right. Seeing some behind-the-scenes shots there,
always getting
pack
photos
of the
pack up, yeah.
So where are we doing our trophies? Do we know? Has anyone told us? I suppose you can come in here and watch a little. It's the same view from anywhere. There's not a bad seat in the house. We are up to Pro Compact. Well, actually, it's a battle of the two tractors at the moment, but we're at that stage. We've got one on the sled, one on the rotator. And yes, a big shout out to track prep guru Justin Simpson, who came down Friday night to do a prep and got the track on point. I mean, by all indications, the track was pretty decently on point. Obviously, during the hot weather, Thursday, Friday, the sun on it does tend to knock the track around.
Mate, he's done some travel in the last month, Justin.
Five tracks in 5 weekends. So he has, he prepped for the funny cars last weekend in Sydney. What was the week before that? Top Fuel here.
The week before that, we're up in Mackay.
The week before that, he was doing Kenda in Mackay. I think the week before that, he was somewhere else as well. So he's been in a lot of places, and he was adamant he wasn't going to be at another racetrack the 5th week in. But his wife Lauren said, look, if they need you, go. Don't skimp on the opportunity. Go and work yourself to exhaustion. So he's done that. He's a machine, absolute machine, and he has given us, as I'll say right now, we've seen more 9.960s, I think, in one Jambo than we've ever seen. And remember, we're talking about door cars again here. We're not talking about open wheel stuff like top alcohol or top fuel or anything like that. We're talking about door cars, talking about sedans, and it's been good to see all these really quick 60s. We've seen a lot of them stick as well, and we've seen some good PBs out of a lot of our different races. So I can imagine which one we are waiting on, which will be, it'll have a big G on the door, and it'll be a black Scion, I would say. It's not the Celica, because I think that's probably already sitting there. So they are just doing that final. Well, you think that thing's nearly cooled down now already, considering how long ago that car ran. So
Yeah.
they'll be nearly ready to tow up. I think they've just been chilling for a bit. I'd say Frank's got the Pro Mod ready. Rob Marjan's got the R35 ready to run straight after these next two finals. But strap yourself in, folks. We ain't quite done yet, and it's good for the diehards to stick around to see how it ends. Our first ever Adelaide Jambo in the books. And by all indications, we were terrified initially at the beginning of the day about the 10 p.m. curfew, because we know how sometimes these things just blow out. We've had plenty of Brisbane Jambos where here we are, trying to get the thing finished before the end of the weekend, before we went into the new week. And it happens with all sorts of events, as we said. A couple of weeks ago, we had a very similar situation with 350 entries trying to get down this track. It's just logistically, it's nearly an impossible thing to do, and that's to give everyone sessions. And I think even today, didn't we slashed a little session there today, which actually got us a bit of time.
Well, we was originally scheduled to have finals, I think, about 5:30.
Yep.
This afternoon, so we are a few hours behind.
Oh, look, we kind of knew that was going to be the case. I don't think I've ever finished an event where we're ahead of schedule. How did that happen? You can just never have it happen. We have breakage, we have incidents, we have oil, we have all of that happen. We kind of had nearly all of that today. We had a nice big coolant one there from
Sarah
that gave it, nearly gave it into two walls. We saw a little bit of breakage. We saw the Gulf. Actually, the biggest one was the Gulf, actually, down the end, with the big oil down the end. That was the biggest one we had. And we're kind of lucky that happened where it happened. We're really lucky that it happened where it happened. So, we've been, we've dodged a few things. We've copped a few things. It wouldn't be cutting-edge motorsport if it didn't have that in it. But as I said, if you want to come and watch 200 14-second cars go down the track, we just about guarantee you a really tight, packed 8-hour show, and we'll give them all 8 runs each if you want to see that. But I know you don't want to see that. I know you want to see the quickest import cars in the world. I know you want to see the quickest Rotaries, the quickest 2Js, quickest Barras. You want to see all that. You want to see horsepower. You want to see what 2,000 horsepower, 3,000 horsepower, 4,000 horsepower looks and sounds like. We all want that. The trade-off is this, is that stuff comes with a little bit of baggage. And that is, again, why we love the sport so much. It's the excitement, the unpredictability. And this is what we're getting now. You want to see excitement, you want to see unpredictability. Well, strap yourself in, folks. We got ourselves our Pro Compact Final.
Big thank you to McKern for supporting the Pro Compact bracket.
Will it be a South Australian fairy tale, or will it be our quickest rotary on Australian soil? Will it be Boostworks, or will it be Pack? Rodney. America. Well, that's why I have to say it that way now. It's the quickest rotary in Australian soil. At the moment, 42 or something like that. So that's what it is. All right, so Rodney. Marcus is in the water ready to go. Rodney's now ready. Here we go. Righto, folks. We got ourselves a final in McKern Pro Compact. Will it be South Aussie's Marcus Pepe? It's the same thing every time. Just steps out the same way. Oh boy, strap yourself into the Wild Star X8 right now. Will it 13 Bs? He came in today, Marcus Pepe, with a previous PB of 670. Rodney didn't put his in there, but I think it's like a 40-something. I think it is that. Wish he put it on his thing. Did Rodney give any feedback? No, he doesn't.
He sent me a message with his mobile number. I was at work.
It's hard to.
Yeah.
So here we go. Got a few messages coming in here right now. That's right, with the grudgy. Oh, so are we going to do the grudgy next? Are we not doing Thatcher Extreme next? We're doing the Marjan Tarabay grudge next, apparently.
Looks like Frank Tarabay not coming.
All right, so Frank's not coming. It's Rob. All right, Rob Marjan, not Rob Tarabay. He's the Thatcher Extreme. Okay, here we go. How does it all end in Pro Compact? How does it all end? Let's see. Song 105, 104, Marcus on the throttle. Oh, they're both on the throttle. Both on the throttle. Parachutes out, and it's Pepe. Pepe gets the win.
Pepe gets the
win. It was a real pedal fest. But the runner-up, Rodney Rahayem, so they both left the line. Look at this, 042, 041, 104, 105, 289, 285, and a big pedal fest down the deep end as both guys go crazy. But Marcus Pepe, the winner of McKern Pro Compact at the first ever Adelaide Jamboree. And look, it's not side-by-side 640s, but it is a real pedal fest to the finish
But
line.
it was exciting.
Whoa, I couldn't see.
Absolutely incredible.
I could not see.
I had to wait for the wind lights to come up on the board.
The smoke was clearing, all sorts of things. They're both on and off the throttle. Things got crazy because remember Rodney went for the big move on the previous lap.
Yeah.
Rodney went for a big move, and I wouldn't be surprised if that thing was going to do the same thing as they're locking all that power in, but I think Marcus had some in it as well, and that thing was going ape as well. So both guys, and then I think they're both coasting at the end. And how about that for a final? Presentations are going to be 15 minutes after our last run. There we go, so Kelly's locked that in. Presentations will be 15 minutes after our last run. So, wow. You never saw that coming, Adelaide. You never saw that coming at all. But there it is. A South Aussie win in Pro Compact. You can't write that script, but that's the sort of ending you'd like to see in a series, wouldn't you?
Incredible. Absolutely
an upset,
incredible.
A little bit of an upset.
This would be a grudge run.
So I had some texting here to say...
Oh, Frank's towing.
Yeah, well, they said Frank's towing, but then Rob's gone. And again, we're talking about Rob Marjan, different to... Yeah, Frank's towed, but too late. But then Frank will want to do one, so who knows? But here we go.
We're here. Let's do it.
Rob, just chill. Again, he's going to drive within his abilities. That's all Rob knows how to do, is drive within the abilities. And when the beast is too much, he acknowledges the beast is too much. He is not going to drive outside those capabilities. He has proven enough runs in a variety of different Croydon vehicles in the past. And let's see how he goes here. All right, a grudge run, a treat for everyone here. Virtually brand new R35 called Zeus with that billet RB Nissan engine on board. 5-speed, Liberty transmission with a tie drive converter. So they can lock the converter up on all sorts of things in this. So let's just see. It's a whole lot of stuff to try and get a hold on. over the joint, all over the joint. 402 to half track, and he goes through 672 at 158. It went 968 to the 60, 402 to half track at 174, and then that thing's going wild after that. You can hear him starting to bang gears in the Liberty. So he's trying to go through the 5 speeds, bringing more boost on per gear, and then that thing just starts to go ape. So Rob's done the very best thing he can do, and that's just lift off the throttle and get the chutes out. But look, that short time, not bad. Look, it's no 391 like this afternoon to half track, but it did go 968 instead of 971. So it went 971 this afternoon and 391. Went 402 there, 968 to the 60. But banging gears through the Liberty. Bang, 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 bang through the gears, and then that thing started to go ape like crazy stuff. So he has rolled out of the throttle and has decided that discretion's a better part of valour, and he'll save his cookies for another day. And there's always an opportunity next week, because there's a drag strip open again next week. Sydney's open next week. You can probably test this week. It's the joys of this great country of ours. We've got drag strips that kind of will have, and I know they'll be testing from about Wednesday onwards this week in Sydney. So if he wanted to turn the thing around and run it again this week, he can. That's the joys of living in a country where we've got some drag strips around the place, and they're open for business. And next weekend in Sydney, of course, is a Midnight Mayhem event, very big radial event. And that's on, I think they, as we said, test from Wednesday onwards. So if they really want to have another crack at that, they can. So we don't have to get it all done today, but geez, they did make some headway with it. All right, here we go. Look, our runner-up in Pro Compact, Rodney Raham, comes through. Give him a round of applause. Definitely impressed the Adelaide fans here this weekend, and not only for the out-of-the-box 650 he ran today, but then this wild and crazy runs that he's done since. It's going to be a new book called Waiting for Frank. It's be the new book. He's coming. He's coming. There we go. Yeah, so Frank at the end, right? So here we go, folks. This is our last paired race of the evening. Let's get ready to rumble one more time. Factory Extreme Final, thanks to Precision Turbo and Engine. And would you believe it? I think we've got a couple of precisions in the final here, because I know the guys at Gas like to run the precisions. And here we go. Zoran Gadgic, Rob Tarabay. Both gas cars in the final. Both autos. Both 3 speeds. Bit more bump city. Adelaide, put your hands together for Marcus Pepe, the winner of Pro Compact at the first ever Adelaide Jamboree. It wasn't the prettiest win, but the win light went on, and Marcus claims it for the South Aussies. Oh, Zoran, big skid.
So Zoran's been running 6.0s all weekend. Tarabay went that 6:37 in round 3.
37 with a 9, literally probably 40 minutes ago.
Snuck into the final. So
here we go. I don't know where your money's on, but I know it's going to be a gas winner and a gas runner-up. Exactly how that ends, who knows? So you want unpredictable? Let's just see. These guys are going to lock it in. We're going to see side-by-side 5s, and we're going to see a nice side-by-side 6.1, side-by-side 6.0s, even side-by-side 6.40s. It wouldn't matter.
We've only seen the 1 5-second pass today, haven't we?
Cracking finals, Frank.
79,
yeah.
The 78, yeah.
Yeah, so we haven't given Adelaide a 5-second Factory Extreme run yet. But hey, if we don't do it today, we'll get you at the next Jambo here at the Bend. Because I think I like this joint. I think we'll have to come back.
How's side-by-side 5 sound, though?
We could do that. We could put that on the wish list. Side-by-side 5s could happen now. I do know that, you know, from the early days of the clutch and the 5-speed gearboxes, I mean, the 5s, that's how you got all your 5s. Doing it with an auto's hard. Mind you, that Scion's gone 88 with an auto. So I think even Zoran's, that's been in the 5s as an auto. So it's not about the realms of possibility here. We get to do it one more time too. We're going to go to an all 2J bump city. One final time. Precision, turbo and engine. Factory Extreme final. Tarabay, Gadget. Bump City, baby, let's go! Clean green, go to 1038, clean green, half track, 410, 416, we go to the finish line, 616 beats a 638. You couldn't ask for a better final than that. Couldn't ask for a better final than that.
Zoran Gadget is your winner in Factory Extreme with that 616, 238 miles an hour.
What a great side-by-side run, the finish of Factory Extreme for the weekend. And folks, that was for you. What a great side-by-side Factory Extreme final. I think we got one more run, and it's going to be the pro model. Frank Tarabay is going to give it one more crack here. I think this is all about maybe, just maybe, the 260 mile an hour mark. Maybe it's about that. I mean, he's rattled the tyres the last two runs, and that's been the only thing different from the other run for Frank. I mean, that 79 at 259 was a good number, but I think word got out that he needs something like 260.1 to be the fastest door slammer speed at the bend, and I hope we sowed the seed in there. I hope we sowed that motivation into Frank to go, well, wouldn't that be nice if you were the fastest door slammer at the bend? Let's just see if he gets that. So here we go, folks. Pretty much going to be our last pass. We've, I think, shut all our grudgies out. This is the last one on the night. He's already won the Pro Mod, Jay. So let's just see whether or not he gets what he wants here. Now remember, this thing's got that much horsepower. 4,000 odd when you want to let it eat.
Well, you went 578 today.
When you see just what happens when they want to turn it up, and in order to make this thing run quick, you've got to turn it up early. You know what I mean? That thing was getting 60 foot, 100 foot out. It was controlling its wheel speed. You start to bring that power in after that, and the chatter was so minor that it just magnified that chatter to the point that, look, it was going to turn into wheel spin instead of more shake. So he's kind of caught it both times. So let's just see whether or not it can be a little, I guess, softer. 9.9 would do in the 60. A 9.9 would do. Even if we start bringing all that power in a little bit later on, let's just see. But whatever Frankie does, let's just wish him well on the journey. Love to see how this ends up right now. Our last run of the night, Grudgy. Frankie versus the clock. Presentations in 15 minutes, folks, at the Jamboree presentation area, wherever that is. Oh, it's tight out there again, Frank. 100 to the 60, but it didn't stick. It didn't stick. And there we go. We're going to have to wait for another day. He'll go down so far in history as the second fastest door slammer here at the bend at 259 mile an hour. And the presentations are going to be down in the scrutineering shed, folks. So 15 minutes, all of our trophies will be awarded at the scrutineering shed area. So, folks, if you're packing up, pack up fast, or just grab yourself something to drink. Grab yourself a little refreshment, and see you at the presentations in about 15 minutes' time down in the scrutineering shed, folks. So don't dilly-dally. We want to get those trophies out of the way and go from there. Mark, it's been emotional.
It's been a great day. I want to say big thank you to everyone here. And goodbye to our live streamers as well. So the event is finished. So goodbye to you guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream today. And thank you to Overtaking Lane as well for supplying that for us.
Good job, guys, as usual. Big shout out to all of our great spectators that have come out to the first ever Adelaide Jamboree. Of course, shout out to Dave Reed as well down there. Been keeping all the photos up to date for Jambo. Of course, drag photos as well. And it is so good. Peace out. We'll see you at trophies. We'll hand out all those great billet J's to the worthy winners, runners-up, and all of our other awards. We've got them all lined up. So Don't go anywhere except to the trophies near the scrutineering shed, and we're going to try and get them done in the next 15 minutes. See you there.
Performance tuners and racers trust Bosch technology for their high-performance engines. Precision, reliability and performance. Bosch fuel injectors give you peace of mind, knowing your engine is getting the best fuel delivery. Race after race, year after year. Optimised spray formation for improved combustion, smoother power delivery and better throttle response. Bosch fuel injectors will put you ahead of the competition. Search Bosch Motorsport Australia. There's good, there's better, and then there's Bosch.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
We have one goal, drag strip domination. Quicker ETs, number one qualifiers, final round victories. We earn these things for ourselves and our racers with engine management designed to work the way people actually use it at the track. Our systems are constantly updated with new functionality and free updates because progress never stops. Always learning, always improving, always striving to make the best.
How would it be if we funded a pilot program for you to run that enabled you to bring some vision-impaired kids onto the Saints Play program?
Oh, wow, that would mean the world. My reward is the smile on the kids' faces.
And since you've given so much to others, we'd also like to do something for you personally. How would it feel if Pepper sent you, your partner, and your daughter Molly to the Gold Coast for a few days?
Yeah, awesome. I don't know what to say. It amazes me. Thank you very much.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's,
We've also got Shannon's Home and Contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Outlaw Speed Shop, the high-performance superstore that offers you so much more. Expert advice from friendly, experienced staff, huge range at competitive prices, easy access across Adelaide with plenty of parking, fast, low-cost delivery across Australia. Shop in-store or online.